You talked about brute forcing,
Yeah.
right? Like having thousands of creative variations, which I guess you have to have a fair amount of budget to be able to test that many variations. But where do we draw the line between scale and creative strategy? How do we, as users of this kind of tech, make things smarter rather than just, proliferating?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think there's really, because in advertising today, there's really two stakeholders. There's obviously the end customer, right? Which is someone who's ended up clicking the ad and buying the product. But there's actually another gatekeeper in between that, which is the algorithms and the platforms and what types of ads get the best distribution on the platforms as well. And so even if you have a great idea for that end customer, if it doesn't get the reach, if it doesn't, get targeted to the right people, then the ad isn't going to perform. And so that's really where I think this brute force approach is very important and valuable, is that you can have that strategy, the big idea, but you still need to execute that strategy in an algorithmic way to really break through all the noise and all the kind of complexities of these distribution algorithms to make sure that your strategy and your messaging is reaching that end customer that you're seeking. And I think just, the arc of technology in some ways I feel is just like, volume and kind of a lot of problems can just be solved by more scale and more volume and more quantity. Essentially, more quantity of data can solve problems that were not solvable with small amounts of data. More amount of compute can solve problems that weren't really solvable with less amount of compute, and more creative can drive higher performance in advertising campaigns that could not have been driven with less number of creative. And so that's kind of our approach. Is it's very kind of that's kind of the mindset we have in terms of building our platform and enabling these tools for our advertisers.